Hey YouTube, Chad here from Dirt Poor TV. Today what we're going to do is install this Ryco Moto turn signal headlight kit along with their sequential brow lighting on this 2022 Can-Am X3 XRC. So if you like this content, please consider subscribing to the channel and don't forget to smash that like button. Leave comments down below. I'm going to take you over to the bench here and show you what kit I purchased. So let's get this started. Roll that intro. Hey YouTube. This is Chad from Dirt Poor TV. If this is your first time watching and you like this kind of content, please hit that subscribe button. So here is the 8103A turn signal horn kit from Ryco Moto. The reason I chose this kit is because it has a column mount turn signal switch just like a car or truck would have. Your horn is on the end of it and your hazard is right here. So, and they're self-canceling just like your car or truck would be also. That is the reason I chose this. Most of the other ones out on the market, they will have rocker switches and they will take up 2, if not 3, of your rocker switch housings inside your vehicle. So that is the reason I chose this system here. What you get in this box, the 8103A, is everything you see right here, all the harnesses, the switch mechanism, and your hardware. That's what comes in the first box. Now, to get your turn signal, sequential turn signal brow lighting, that comes in this box. This is the 8003 front sequential turn signal light and harness. Both of them will come with color-coded instructions, and this harness comes with this kit. Okay, as you can see here, I already have the turn signal and horn assembly mounted. I did cut 1 inch off of the hose clamp and the plastic sleeve. That worked perfectly, but it is kind of a pain to get it in there because you have such a small hose clamp now that you've trimmed it to fit, but it did work. And then it says to go ahead and route your wire. I think I would have the wire already routed before I went ahead and mount it. Now that I have the wire sticking out to the left hand side, your wire really to me should be on the right hand side, and I don't want to go ahead and unmount this because it was kind of a pain since you had such a small amount of hose clamp to mount it. I went ahead and popped this off. That helped me to get it mounted. You know, it gave me more space here to mount it. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pop this dash off, and I think I can get in here and unscrew this housing. And when I unscrew the housing, I think it'll be easier for me to route the cable, all these wires, on the right hand side. So I'm going to go ahead and try to pop that off now. On the back side of this, there's a red clip. You have to pull that clip back, and then you'll be able to push this tab down to unpin the tab. I can't do it with one hand. Okay, so there I pulled it back. Okay, so now I have it, pulled that back. Now I'll be able to push this down and unclip it. Okay, there it's unpinned, and there you go. So like I said, I want to get these wires here over to the left hand side, so I'm going to unscrew these 3 bolts, and then I'll be able to get this wire harness to the other side. I'm going to show you how I have it ran here. I came out, the back of the switch housing. I came across. I went up, followed the original wiring harness, came up through here, over the top of everything, stayed away from the steering shaft, then came out over the side here by your brake booster, and then I'll be able to run it up and attach to the frame. So I'm going to leave it there for now, and then I'm going to start running the other wires. Sorry, that might be your way. So you can run it up and attach the rest of the harness up to the frame, and I'll bring the rest of the stuff through the firewall and then up from the tunnel. Alright, I have drilled a hole right here in the plastic, mounted my horn. I have pulled in my horn harness and have connected it inside of the vehicle. It's time to plug in some of my harnesses. So the turn signal horn harness is right here. You're going to find it in your harness here. So we're looking for the turn signal horn power ground horn harness. It's right there. Go ahead, plug that in. Okay. Next we'll be looking for the relay, which is not color coordinated. Flasher relay is right here. Go ahead, plug your flasher relay in. And then next we're looking for brake switch interface, which is a 2-pin connector. Brake interface harness right there. Plug that in. Okay, those are connected. We'll move. It's I've already loosened some of these up. This is a 14 and a 13, 18 millimeter on your bolts. This is just velcroed down. 18 back here. You'll have to adjust your seat to get it. I just take an 18 millimeter for back here to undo the seat belts if you have this kind of seat belt harness, and then you can take the whole seat and the belts out all at once. Okay, so you have the 2 Torx down here, and then you have 2 push pins on the other side. You can go ahead and remove this center piece. Then you can take this center console part out on the driver's side. Just has three of these blue clips. That comes out. And then I lied to you on the seat. I said a 14 and a 13. Well, they're both 13s. I just had the 13 in the wrong slot in my toolbox. And then go ahead, same thing over here. Just grab a hold of this, give it a quick little tug. Get over the top of this part. Come on. Now it's going to be difficult. It's kind of, I'm sorry, this camera. It's got the zoom in up at the top. It's got 2 clips up front there, and it gets stuck behind the dead foot up the front. The back here is kind of the same. Start at the back, and it gets stuck up here under the front here. I can't remember if this bolt is doing anything or not. I don't think so. Let me set the camera down and take a look. No, it does not. It just has this little clip up here that is stuck up underneath the top, and that comes out, and then there's your bus bar that you need to get to later, and your battery. We'll move on to installing the accent lighting. Okay, to go over some of the screws and to go over some of the bolts and screws you have to take to get this front clip off. You have a T30 here, T30 up here, T30 over here. You have this clip. You have another clip right here. You have a 10 millimeter down here. On this bolt up here, there'll be a 10 millimeter on the back side. You have a T30 here, T30, 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 T30 with a 10 millimeter nut on the back side. You'll have a 10 millimeter on the other side of this bucket, which is your headlight adjustment. It's right on the other side of that. Don't forget it. You'll have both these clips right here, one here and one here. T30, T30, T30. These here are longer, and some of them, like the two under here and the two up front, have washers on them. So just make sure you keep everything in order. And I'm about ready to pull this off. And with this bumper here, you have to be careful because there are some clips down here, and when you take it off, it wants to scratch your radiator. So it does help if you have two people doing this. And if you notice, I have the roof off and the intrusion bar. That's because I'm going to be putting on the bent metal windshield as soon as I get this done. So since I'm pulling stuff off, I just went ahead and tore that off. That has nothing to do with the turn signal kit. Alright, go ahead and you lift up from this corner. There'll be like a blue clip right in here. Just kind of be gentle, but you're going to have to put some pressure on it. And then this was the one of the clips you took off. And I said there was two clips. You don't have to take that second clip off because it holds on this yellow piece. So you only have to take the one clip off, the one that has that kind of octagon ring on it. You don't have to take that one off. I left it on. Make sure you unplug your lights and your driving lights. Get those unplugged. And then also make sure your buckets, your headlight buckets, are out of the adjustment. And then keep moving it around. I'll have to get a second person to help me move this out. So we'll have to set the camera down. We got the front clip off. We did not damage the radiator. Usually when you get the clip up, you fight the front nose of the clip and this part of the bumper. You kind of have to push this part of the front clip in and flex it and bend it to get it up. That's why you need two people to do it if you have the original bumper on there. But other than that, it came off. These clips stay in place, and like I said before, my camera person said I think I called it yellow, but it's orange. Underneath you have those octagon clips. You do not have to take that spring clip off of that one. You only have to take the spring clip off of this one right here. So to remove your signature light, you'll have to remove this screw right here, this screw right here, and then your headlight will come out of the way. Remove this Torx, this spring clip, this screw right here, this Torx right here, and then this bracket will come out of the way. And then you have one screw back here, one screw right here, and then 3 clips on your signature light, and that's how you remove your signature light. There's 3 clips you have to get the light clipped into. 1, 2, and 3. It's a pain in the ass, let me tell you. So get it started with the bottom one and just get the top of it kind of started, then go to the next one and get it kind of started, and then go to the third one and get it kind of started. And I did it all on the ground. I had better luck on the ground than on the table because it kept shifting around on the table. On the ground I was able to use like my legs to kind of hold it in place, and I had a piece of carpet down there. I actually had my son helping me hold it too. But once you get it started, and once all 3 of them are started, you're able to push it into place. This side over here went real easy once I figured out what I was doing. So with that being said, go for it. And alright, so I'll knock this out real quick. To put this back on, you basically just do this, what is it, 8 millimeter. So one 8 millimeter here, one 8 millimeter up there. So that will attach the light and this front piece. Then you need to attach this bracket that goes to it. Goes up here like this. And it will take a 8 millimeter, I believe, that goes down through the light. T30. Another T30. And another spring clip up here. And that basically wraps up your front end. You have to put your headlights back in. These are your 7 and 8 millimeters. Eight millimeters your adjustment screw. There you go. Repeat on the other side. And that would wrap up your front end on your turn signal lights. Okay, we're going to be working in the instrument cluster harness. So we are going to disconnect the battery over here. We do not want to short anything out. First, we're going to start with the negative terminal. Really, that's all you have to do. But I'm going to do both. Okay. First off, you want to get this backing plate off that holds all your wires in here, and I went ahead and untaped this so it gave me a little bit more room. And so you're able to slide that down because you're going to have to feed the wires through the back of that. And then you're going to want to take a screwdriver, pick tool or something, and you have to push in here to get this white cover plate off. Alright, so I was able to get one screwdriver ground down, and then I took an aluminum nail and I ground it down. Once I get it out, I'll show you, but you push them in, and then I'll also show you how you do it once I get this out. I could have ground down two screwdrivers, but I'll show you when I get it out of here. So on this screwdriver, I just ground it down nice and thin so it'll go in there, because you won't be able to fit a regular small screwdriver in there because it has to go in there pretty deep. So basically what I did is just ground one down and got it in there, and then instead of ruining another screwdriver, I just took an aluminum nail, hammered it down, and then thinned it out to where I could push it in there, and that worked easy. Probably should have done two of these instead of ruining a screwdriver, but oh well, it worked. No biggie. I just didn't want to damage this piece here. So now that we're in here, you want to remove the 7-pin. So it'd be the 7 one on the top, 7 over, and then count over 7, and then 8, 9, 10, 11, go back over the bottom, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, over to 17. But you can also do 4 over on the top, 4 over on the bottom is the same thing. So I'm going to do that here, and then we'll install the other pins. Okay, so you have to, I don't know if this is any better, I tried to move the camera, but on this one you would push down on the black tab, and then push down on the black tab, push in on the dummy plug from the back, and then on the bottom one, push up on the black tab, and then push in on the dummy plug from the back, and then you can just discard these. Come on. There's one. There's the other one. Okay, there's those. Garbage. 2-pin. The red pin wire in the 7. So that would be the top. The red pin is going to be 7 in the top. So make sure you go through the backing plate first. Make sure you have the wire in the correct orientation. Okay, that is correct. That only leaves the green pin to go in the next one, which is going to be slot 17. Sorry you guys can't see much, but I just want to make sure I got everything going the right direction when I slide this through there. Okay, that looks good. Alright, they're all in there. Now we'll put our front back on. Come on. That looks pretty good. Make sure it's snapped in place. Okay. Now let's get this back all up in here. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and run these wires down inside this loom to the front turn signals to go to the signature lights. There it's pulled through the firewall, it's ran to the column, it is wired and plugged in. I just have to get this all zip tied. That is next. And I brought it through the tunnel. Trying to get my light positioned here. The harness comes through the tunnel, comes out, and then it is plugged in, so the rear harness is plugged in. Everything is plugged in right now. Alright, to get you caught up, I pulled the harness back here through the center of the tunnel by the motor, pulled out the left side of the harness, and the left side harness also carries your license plate light. You pigtail into it right here, so you would unplug it, then plug the rest of your harness in, and then I run it up through the factory, right next to the factory harness, zip tied it, ran it all the way up the side here, and then the harness stopped about right here for your license plate light. Here we do not have a license plate where I live, so there was no need to run it, put the license plate or anything, so I just went ahead and left it out. I taped up all the wires and everything and left it terminated here into the side. Over here on the passenger side, you basically do the exact same thing. Ran the right side of the harness out, unplugged it, plugged it back in, reconnected the wire, and that side of the harness just terminates right there. Zip tied everything up nice and tight, kept it away from anything hot. I came here into the inside, ran the brake line The brake turn signal and license plate harness runs all the way up here, goes up front, goes all the way over there to the harness, and they're plugged in. And then also right here is where you would connect your power. You connect to your auxiliary power on this side, which is on this machine. Auxiliary is the bottom, ground is the top. This is your connection right here. And with this model, I'll show you in the instructions over there, your harness that they sell you that is on the turn signal housing, it does not have enough wire to make it all the way back here. So when you order this kit, you are going to have to let them know, so they send you extra wire, which is this wire right here. They send you about 3 feet, maybe 4 feet, I didn't measure it. So that gets you enough wire to get all the way over to your turn signal harness, because you won't have enough wiring harness when they sell you in the kit. But it's free. It did take about 5 days to receive it. I will show you that, and it mentions that in the instructions. So that's wired up, all zip tied. I do have the front clip on, it's just sitting there. I will show you how they work. I still have to button that up. But what I was talking about, 21 right here, connecting power to the main power on 2017 or newer. On models with terminator block located in the center tunnel, contact Ryco Motorsports for a terminal block extension harness at no charge. That's what I had to do. That's what came in this package. And that is, so excuse my mess because I have to, let me get a light for you. Okay, so this is the length of cord that you have for your power right here. That is not long enough after you get all your wires and everything ran up and down. You're only going to make it about that far. So you don't, I mean, yes, I could have spliced my own wires and everything and got it over there myself, but if they're supplying the harness, whatever. I waited for them. It took 5 days to get this to me, but this is the extension kit that they sell you, or not sell you, they give you for free. So that's what you'll get in the mail from them. But if you order it, let them know if you have the terminal block for power, which would be a bus bar, in the center console, and they'll get that to you for free. Everything's back together. The hood's on, it's bolted down. All the wires are zip tied. Give you a shot of all that up underneath there. Console is back together. Everything underneath here zip tied up nice and tight. Over on this side, the seat is installed, harness is installed, both panels are back in. I'll show you the function of the lights. So there's your driving lights. And then I'll just turn the hazard on. And then just move the switch, your blinker switch, up or down. I'll go up, and that will cancel your hazards. And then the horn, which is actually pretty loud. So all in all, pretty impressed with the switch functionality and the lights. Like I said, I wish these were clear like the original lights are. They don't look bad, especially that I have the gray. That wraps up this install video of the Ryco turn signals on this X3 Can-Am. If you like this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Also, coming up next, we have a bent metal windshield and back glass. Also, we'll have the bent metal windshield wiper and washer kit. So stay tuned to the channel. There's more coming. Thanks for watching Dirt Poor TV.